How's it going, chicks and mates? This is Mrjacharles, and we're here with a Let's Talk. I have a few things I need to talk about. Basically, I want to talk about this week how the channel is doing, rather than react to anything. So first off, what happened last week? Basically, I couldn't upload any videos after Tuesday-ish. I had some videos scheduled for Tuesday, but the problem actually started Monday, where wherever I tried to record with OBS kept running out of CPU, and then I couldn't do anything. It was really annoying. I did get it solved in the end, though, because now I'm recording again. I think the issue was too much dust in my CPU, or something like that, because as soon as I cleaned out my hard drive, it was fine. I have already said this in one of my previous videos, but I wanted to make sure this got out there, just so everyone was sure I am addressing the issue. You know, one cool thing that did happen that week, when I couldn't record anything, was that none of you left. In fact, I got the same rate of subscribers as before. So, to you guys, thank you so much for not leaving me in my time of need. And you know what? To the new guys coming out there, I don't know why you subscribed to a channel that wasn't releasing anything, but thanks for doing that. I kind of needed that. I also want to address how my book is doing, because a lot of the time, in fact every video so far, I've said look up my book, and yet I haven't actually talked that much about my book, its content, what stage it's at, etc. So I'm going to get things straight with you now. I'm working on one book, and its title is The Knights of Whitefort. It's about a young man who gets his village destroyed by a tyrant, and basically the tyrant recruits him in this special force, and then the guy who lost his village basically works to try and kill this tyrant, but on the way finds friendship and kind of forgiveness. He forgives the people who come to destroy his village, but not so much the man who ordered the people to destroy his village. At the moment, I'm in the stage of editing it. I've done the first draft. There are a ton of errors. There are a ton of things I need to add to it. I'm guessing I could probably get to agents around half a year. I know it's a long time, but the thing is, I don't want to just go out and publish it. I want an agent to actually accept my book. It's kind of the same with another story I have called Tales of Tragic Romance. I mean, I have a cover for it. I have it edited. I have it made and everything. But the thing is, I don't want to put it on Amazon Prime because I want an agent to actually accept it. I want my book accepted and in a bookstore at some point. My end goal is to be accepted by an agent rather than have people read my content. I want to make sure I get accepted by an agent rather than go the easy way and just put it on Amazon. I know I would get more readers by going on Amazon, but if I do get accepted by an agent, I know my content is good and people are thinking that it's good. But yeah, basically I've still got a long way till my book gets published, but please continue to look out for it. One technical difficulty before we move on to Game of the Week. I have got my new computer working. I might have mentioned that before. I'm not planning to use it though, as stupid as that sounds. I need my old computer because it has all my old files on it and stuff. I would use my new computer for maybe the high def games. I still want to play Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I am anticipating that so hard. But unfortunately, I've got to wait a bit for that. Might also be able to do some PS4 games if that computer works, because I have got something for recording PS4 games, but my old computer just can't take it. But maybe my new one can, we'll see. And now we move on to Game of the Week. And before I announce the games that are in this list, I want us to do a special thank you to the Radowski brothers who made Trade of Stories. They basically watched my videos of Trade of Stories. They actually got a fair amount of views, about 20, and that's pretty good for me. And they even commented and let me ask them some questions, so that was really cool. So big thanks to those guys. I'll leave a link to the game in the description below. But yes, Game of the Week. We have Trivia Door. Now I know that wasn't this week's game, that was actually from the last week when I couldn't record, because I got one game out, but I wanted to include. It's basically a fun question asking game where you try and take over territory by answering questions. Yes, it sounds a bit weird and geeky, but it is actually a pretty fun game, despite it being on Facebook. We have Age of Rivals. That was the card game where we try to build a civilization out of cards. I guess it kind of is like Civilization except just cards. Backdoor, Door 1, the game where we were being trapped by an evil telephone. We had to find all sorts of puzzles. Questmore, the very good looking game that unfortunately didn't live to expectations because it was just a simple adventure capitalist game. Mine of Sight, the new and improved Minesweeper. And Stick Figure Suicide, which was a very pleasant animated, I wouldn't so much call it a game, but I suppose movie, where we got to watch someone kill themselves. I don't think I've mentioned that on this channel. So in order, which is the games of the week? Number 6, and I do like this entry, but it has to be Stick Figure Suicide, because to me, it's not so much a game, it's a movie. Now, it is funny still, and I still recommend watching it. The thing is, there's only 12 scenes that'll last about 50 minutes. It's a small bit of fun. It's still a good movie though. Totally watch it. Unless you're like 10, in which case don't, because you'll get scarred. Number 5 is Questmore. Now, I love the look of this game. I loved it, but I hated the game mechanic. It was just the same old thing. I'd seen it before. It wasn't even that interesting. I mean, the mechanic was basically just build up an empire by waiting months and months of clicking stuff and getting heroes to do stuff. I mean, again, if you're an adventure capitalist kind of guy, then you might like this game. I am actually an adventure capitalist kind of guy. The thing is, I didn't like this game because it copied Adventure Capitalists and there wasn't that much interesting and new to it. Number 4 was Mine of Sight. Now, I did enjoy that game. It was really fun. It did copy one of the most classic games on the computer, though, which was Minesweeper. You won't have hours and hours of fun on it. I mean, you probably play a few levels and then be like, oh, I've done this now, because there's not actually much to it in terms of development and increasing the difficulty. But again, it's a nice short game you can enjoy, and I did actually quite enjoy it. Number 3, we have Backdoor Door 1. The thing is, this game, it was actually a really good puzzle game. I loved it, and the graphics are cool, and they had cool cutscenes. It was like a movie. Well, it was more a game because I had to do the puzzles. It had a nice, reasonable amount of difficulty to it as well. Unfortunately, I got stuck, as I always do on puzzle games. But yeah, I do recommend that game. That game was actually pretty good. I'm not sure how long it is, though, because it said Door 1. But yeah, try that game out. So our number 2 entry of the 6 is Age of Rivals. Now, that was a really good, complex card game. Again, it is a lot like Civilization, except I would say simpler, but I would say it's still got a reasonable complexity to it. And I think it even has online access, which, to be fair, I'm not a huge fan of playing multiplayer online, but it is still a pretty fun game to play. So, number 2, Age of Rivals, which makes number 1, Trivia Door. Now, Trivia Door, in fairness, I am kind of biased towards it because I have played it a lot, even like years ago before I started this channel. But I find even though it's educational, heaven forbid a game be educational, it is actually pretty fun, and you can work towards maybe getting a higher rating. You can even improve your castle and stuff. You can play with your friends, you can play with CPUs. I just think overall it's a really good game. So yeah, game of the week will be, even though it wasn't even in this week technically, Trivia Door. Now we move on to our sub count. And our current sub count is 178. That is brilliant. That is a lot of people. You know, I'm still astounded that we've got 100 people. Like, alone 100 people. 178. We are nearly at 200. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you, all of you, for not leaving me when I needed you most. Thank you for being there when I couldn't upload videos. It really means a lot to me that you guys are still looking out for me. But anyway, I shall not go on much longer. I'm going to end the video. I will miss you guys. I will continue to try and look at your content. If there's anything you want me to look at, leave a link in the description below. But until then, look out for my books, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and until next time, see ya!